To the top right of the map, we have our Protoss player in the red color, both of them playing for OGS, but this is the one and only Inca. He was able to win the first game and cross-positioned to him at the bottom left. We have his opponent. This is former RS Lure. So let's see what we have in the second game. Is Lure able to force a third game, or will Inca prevail with a 2-0 victory over his opponent here at the round of 48 at Code A? And guys, I have to say the one thing that I'm really looking forward at this point is the next Code A qualifier. The Code A qualifier is always such a clutch tournament, but right now we have so many amazing players coming up. We've just seen how well Hyun, for example, TSL Hyun played at the at DreamHack. And he's going to participate in the qualifier for sure. So there's a lot of stuff going on now. We have a lot of amazing players that are just now stepping up, that definitely have the potential to enter Code A, and the next qualifier will be insane. I really hope that I'll be able to provide you with a stream. The last time it was not possible, but this time I will inquire a little bit earlier. The one problem that we are facing with the Code A qualifiers is that the players basically have the choice if they want to be casted or not, and a lot of players decide, because it's just such an important tournament, to not allow any observers. But I really hope that maybe if we talk to a couple of coaches early on and well, get the admins into the loop as well, that we are able to provide you guys with a stream. If not, I'll be there and tweet about the results. But yeah, that's the one thing that I'm really looking forward right now as we speak about the round of 48 and people dropping down into Code B or advancing to the second round of the tournament. So one of the really important things here. Lure was able to win his Code A qualifier. He was one of the guys who was able to make it out. And now he's facing Inca, a former Code S player who plays pretty well, but needs to prove himself here. And we've seen in the past that a lot of players kind of struggled and fell down from Code S and then just lost the first round in Code A as well, dropping down into Code B. MC is the best example. He was able to get an invite again into Code S because he performed so well in a foreign tournament, so he definitely deserved it. He's still one of the best Protoss players out there. But yeah, it was quite an upset when he lost to Monster back then. Monster obviously being a pretty decent Zerg player, but at this point nobody really knew Monster. It was just one of these Zergs that just suddenly popped up, a player for Team MVP, and it was a huge upset. And of course, MC being a huge fan favorite, losing was something that a lot of people did not expect, but it just showed how fast you can fall from Code S into Code B, something that happened to Huck as well. So Huck lost his matches, then got an invite into the up and downs where he lost, and now he's in Code B. He was probably going to participate in the next Code A qualifier as well. And now we have once again the transition for both players, a bit of variation as Inca is opting for a Twilight Council this time, and we have Lure with the robotics. Usually I would say at this point, okay, we're going to see Blink Stalkers, and that Lure is trying to expand with the Robotech, but it's Inca. And with Inca, you never know. He probably doesn't give a shit about the fact that there's going to be an observer. I mean, come on. Inca's DTs is like they are having double cloak. It's like you need 2 observers or double detection in order to spot his DTs. It's really weird. The guy is always able to pull it off, and nobody knows exactly how he does it. And there it is. He's going for the Dark Shrine. With any other player would have said, okay, like, guys, this is going to be Blink Stalkers. We are going to see Blink Stalkers, but no, it's Inca. And then at this point, Inca is trapped with one of his Stalkers, losing the Stalker right away, trying to establish a pylon on the low ground that is not being attacked at this point. He's not able to get this pylon into place, is he? The Zealots are dying, but yeah, is he able to warp in a few units here? The first Immortal is on its way. Our warp, forcing in another warp in with a few sentries, and this is a ton of gas that he just invested, but the observer is being built nonetheless. The thing about the observer play is that obviously it's quite handy if you are playing against DTs if you have an observer, but on the other hand there's a huge problem. Where exactly is your observer going to be? When you scout your opponent's main base and he warps in the DTs and suddenly attacks your main, you might just lose a ton of units before your observer is back. You have to chrono boost another one, and in this time you will maybe already... Oh, nice, he's getting 2. Sweet, he's relying on 2 observers, so he can send out one of them in order to scout what's happening, and the other one he just keeps him in close proximity, and then he will be able to defend against the DTs, and one DT is already being warped in, so let's see how much damage he is going to do with this. Another 2 DTs are joining the battle, and they have a huge damage output, but they are well, they don't have too many hit points. So let's see how this is going to work out. It hasn't been scouted yet. And here we go. DTs and Zealots are going in here. Dodging most, well, losing one of the DTs, but dodging the force fields quite well here. And of course now it's Archon time. As he realizes, well, there's an Observer, I can't really do any damage, I have to rely on my Archons now. And let's face it, Archons are pretty good. Archons are not too shabby. And here we go with the expansion. Lure is struggling once again. Army supply at this point 22 to 14, and of course force fields are not available anymore, because with the Archon in the picture, it's suddenly just impossible for him to do anything about it. Ooh, the Archon is actually able to escape with only like 30 shields. This is pretty important, but Lure, did he do it? Did he defend? Was he able to pull this off? Inca has 31 probes against 25, but look at this army, a lot of Immortals. We have a nice stock account. And the one thing, I'm not quite sure if that is actually something that Inca can still win at this point. He has a probe in position, he might just throw down a Nexus here. And look at his minerals, 600 minerals already. It's like he can't really decide what he wants to do. Researching charge now, no expansion whatsoever at this point. And there it is, the pylon, and going for the expansion nonetheless. But Lure already ahead with 10 supply. The really good defense, and Lure is already mining from 2 bases, so 27 harvesters. He's getting his work account up at this point. And well, Inca with no expansion, no Nexus. There's one Observer. We have more Archons, and this is getting pretty close, guys. I'm not quite sure with the charge upgrade. Relying that heavy on Zealots at this point. Zealots against Zealots, 3 Immortals. Getting additional DTs, and this is a pretty strong army, but we have a high Zealot count for Lure as well. The army supply is in his favor with 44 to 34. Inca is really committing to this one base play. The Archons and of course the charge lots is the one thing that he needs to pull off here, but really be able to do it. 2 additional Stalkers being warped, and the thing is that Lure is not really building probes, he's just building units. He's building a ton of units. He has the scouting information that there's no expansion, so he kind of knows already that there has to be a massive attack by Inca. And therefore he's just preparing. And look at his concave. As soon as Inca attacks up this ramp, the concave will be beautiful for Lure. And he will do so much damage. And here it is. This is the moment of truth. And Guardian Shield is immediately being used. And here we go, the Zealots melting away for Lure, but at the same time Inca receiving a ton of damage here. Just look at this army going strong. Nice micro by Lure with his army, but he lost his advantage already, but there is no meat shield anymore for Inca. And the Archons are just not enough. Very well played by Lure so far, warping in additional units, and Inca is just losing ground at this point. He's losing his Archons as well, and this is just huge. There's the GG as Inca leaves the game, and Lure was able to tie the series. Okay, this is a little bit of a weird song. I basically feel like I'm on a date with a girl or whatever. This is like... I don't know. This is such a difference from what we usually have here at the GSL. And it sounds like a love song. I think BK is a Protoss fan. This is the only reason I can come up with. Guys, we have a 1-1 Lure against Inca. So let's see what we have on map number 3, which is going to be Metropolis once again. A map where Huck tried to use DTs. Did not work too well. Yeah, both of the players are getting ready now and in the lobby. Ah, well. The countdown is running. We have Inca against Lure. Map number 3. Sela is still waiting. He's waiting for the next match. He has Yu-Gi-Oh! And Brown to play today. You want to cast? Okay, he has a cold, so he can't join us for the cast. But guys, the game has started. Lure against Inca.